Hi, I am Black Jeff. Today I'll be talking about strategy for trading markets at all-time highs and lows. Now, we know that market too gets to its all-time highs and market too gets to its all-time low. Now, when the market gets to all-time highs, market gets to all-time lows, what is one of the way we can trade the reversal? Right? Like gold, for example, now, gold has gotten to its all-time high, right? Now, are we going to be expecting gold to continue buying, or are we going to see something that will make us to sell gold? Now, gold did something that would make me want to short it for a while, despite the fact that it's an uptrend and I would want to continue trading gold in an uptrend. But I saw something on gold that will make me want to sell gold temporarily. Me on the norms, I do not trade what's it called, a counter trend, right? I like to trade in line with the market of the trend. But when I see that the market is giving a particular pattern, I would trade what's it called, the a counter. Now, for example, now there is something called chart patterns. Now, the purpose of chart patterns is to trade reversals. The purpose of chart patterns is to trade reversals. Now, reversals happen in the market, right? So I said that the purpose of chart patterns is to what's it called, to trade reversals. Now we have several types of chart patterns, and I'm going to be talking on just three, but I'll be emphasizing on just one. The very first type of chart pattern we have, which is the most popular type of chart pattern, is the M pattern, which is popularly known as a double top. The M pattern. The second type of chart pattern, which is like the brother and sister of this guy, is the W pattern, the W pattern, the W pattern, which is called the double bottom, which is called the double bottom. Now, the one we'll be talking about today is called the head and shoulder pattern, right? The head and the shoulder pattern. Now, I said initially that the purpose of this pattern is maybe a market as what's it called, gotten tired of its trend, and you are thinking that this market will reverse. That is the time to use this pattern. Now, when you see this kind of pattern at all-time highs and all-time lows, this is the best time to use this pattern. Now, another pattern again, which I'll be talking about, is the head and shoulder pattern. We have something like this. We have something like this. Market will come down. This is called the head and shoulder pattern, right? Now, why is this called head and shoulder pattern? Now, if you look at this guy goal is above this guy here and this guy here. Just like the human body now. You know that your shoulders, they are equal, right? Then your head is above. That was how the name came about, head and shoulder pattern. So this is the head of the pattern, right? And this is the shoulder, and this is the shoulder. Why is it a shoulder? Because if you check it, you see that they are both equal. That's the reason why it's a shoulder. They are both equal. So this is a shoulder, head and shoulder pattern. Now, this is the pattern we're going to be using on XAUUSD today. Now, if you go check my first video on YouTube, you get to find out and see that I taught an entry model which is called key levels. Now, you may have to watch that video, which is key level. Now, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like the videos you are seeing there, turn on notifications so that every single time I drop a video, you get notified that Black Jeff has gotten a video. Now, if you know that this video is very, very helpful to you, don't forget to share it among your friends that are forex traders that need to see this video. If you know that you want to see more of this content, right, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on your notification button, right, so you can be getting updates on my videos. All right, let me move on. I want to show you this same pattern, which I call the head and shoulder on XAUUSD. You're going to see it right now. We all know that XAUUSD has got to its all-time high. Now, how do we trade this XAUUSD? Now, if you look at this market now, the market did something like this. Look at, it did this. It then did this. Look at, it has formed the head, right? That's the head above. Then look at the next guy here. It did this again. Did this. Look at, it has formed another shoulder. It's formed another shoulder here. Then look at now. It's come down. It has come down. Are you seeing that pattern I just talked about here? Look at this pattern. This pattern here that was created here is the same pattern for this place here, right? It is the same pattern here. Now, whenever we see the head and the shoulder, now if you take this other part away, let's try and do something now. If you take this other part away, you will notice that this market is forming, initially formed a breakout structure to an upside, right? If you take that other part of the head away, you will notice that the market formed a breakout structure to the upside. Now, after this market has formed a breakout structure to the upside, it could not continue its uptrend direction. You know, the market is moving in series of higher highs and higher lows in an uptrend, but it could not continue the higher highs and higher low in that uptrend. Then it decided to create this head and shoulder pattern. Now, once you see this, just know that the market is likely going to reverse, right? But the reversal will not be a long time reversal. Why? Because the trend is a long-term trade. Long-term trend. This reversal is happening for the sake of a short-time sell, right? It's happening for the sake of a short-time sell. Now, this head and shoulder pattern has confirmed to us that this market will sell temporarily. This market will sell temporarily. Now, I'm going to show you guys where will this market sell to, right? Where will this market sell to before we start knowing how to take a sell? Now, I learned something some time ago, right? And I found out that okay, now we call here the head and we call this two shoulder the neckline, right? The neckline. Look at there's a line there which is called the shoulder. We call here the head, we call here the shoulder, and we call this bottom here the neckline. Here, the neckline. Now, if you want to know how long your sell will be for in this kind of pattern, head and shoulder pattern, you want to measure the distance between the head to the neckline. You want to measure between the distance between the head to the neckline. If this is the distance, then take that same measurement to the neckline to where it will stop. To where it will stop. Now, the market will stop here. To stop here. So this is where your TP will be. I said you will measure the distance between the head to the neckline. Then that same distance you already measured, you just take it from the neckline to where it will get to. Anywhere it reaches, that will be your TP. Alright, now let's go back to XAUUSD. Now I'm gonna be shorting XAUUSD temporarily for a sell. Now this is what I'm gonna do. Now we've already confirmed our chart pattern, which is the head and shoulder chart pattern, right? With the shoulders being equal. Now after I have seen that, okay, let's measure where we're going to sell to. Let's measure this here to the neckline here. Make sure it is straight. Now after measuring to the neckline, let's now move that guy from that neckline. Are you seeing that automatically it got to the next zone below? Go to the next zone below. So my TP will be here. Now, how would I want to enter this trade? The way I would enter this trade is simply what I taught you guys, which is a continuation entry model. Now, let's assume there is a liquidity point here the market is selling from. We are not even assuming this first shoulder is a liquidity point the market is selling from. The first shoulder is a liquidity point the market is selling from. Let me take others off since we've already established that, okay, we've gotten this already. Now, this first shoulder is a liquidity point the market is selling from. This first shoulder. Now, how do we now enter this market? Now, I said that in the first video I talked about on YouTube, I talked about key level. I said a key level is a continuation entry model, right? Key level is something you use to enter the market after the market has left a liquidity point. If you've not watched the video, kindly go back, watch the video. It's one of the best entry and the most simplest entry model you will find. Right now, I said that after the market has moved away from your liquidity point, right, you have to focus now on the most recent liquidity point. And I said that you have to focus now on the most recent liquidity point. Now, and I told you guys that if you want to check this out, you check as the market is reversing, which is the most recent liquidity point it created, which is the most recent key level it created. Let's check. The market is reversing. Where is the most recent key level it created? Check now. You will see this was the most recent key level that was created there on H1 time frame. This was the most recent key level created on H1 time frame. This was the most recent key level it created on the H1 time frame. And I told you guys that the next thing you want to do is you want to put a box on the two candles that form the key level. Right, I've already explained what key level is. You may have to go back to watch the first video to know what key level is. You may have to put a box on the two candles that form the key level. Right now, because there is a small gap above, I may want to cover up the eye of it. Right, so I'll be having something like this. I'll be having something like this. This is what I'll be having. I'll be having something like this. I'll be having something like this for my key level. Right now, the next thing I want to do is to put my short position tool here. Trace it down to that point I will be taking my trades, where I will be taking my TP, my take profits. Trace it down to this point here. Then my SL just a little above. Yeah. Now, are you seeing that we're already having 5 risk to reward on this trade? Now, this is just a probability, but I am 80% sure that this market would sell from here. Now, my stop loss is just above and my TP is below. So this is what I'm expecting on XAUUSD this week. Now, if the market tends to get to my TP, I would look for miss again. I will continue shorting, right? Until I get a break of structure again to the upside, then I will continue the buy side position. So that will be all for now. Before we end this, if you believe that this has been very helpful to you, do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on the notification bell. I will drop a link to my Telegram channel, right, whereby I post trades free. I do post trades free, right? Post trade ideas there, and I host live sessions like this on my Telegram channel. So I will post the link to my Telegram channel on this video. Right now, if you are also seeing this, I would like you to also follow me on X. My X handle is I am Black Jeff, all together, starting with the small letter, all together, all small letters. I am Black Jeff, BLACK Jeff. I am Black Jeff. And there is something I want you to know at the end of this video, which is this here. If you are tired of making losses, you want to start making wins, you want to maximize profits, you want a mentor, right? I can be your mentor. I offer a one-on-one mentorship, right? I offer a one-on-one mentorship. That is, I will have a group for you and I where I'll be teaching you one-on-one, all for $200. You know that there are some mentors that charge up to $200 for group mentorship, right? You know that there are some mentors that charge what's it called, about $2,000 for private mentorship. While for a one-on-one mentorship, there are some mentors that charge up to like $5,000, $10,000 for a one-on-one mentorship. But Black Jeff is here to impact people, and he will be giving out his mentorship course, a one-on-one online mentorship course, for the sum of $200. Now, if you want to get this course, I'm going to put what's it called? I'm going to put my phone number. If you check my profile, my phone number is on my profile. You can reach out to me on WhatsApp, on Telegram. You can reach out to me on Telegram. You can reach out to me on WhatsApp. So that is what you would do if you are interested in a one-on-one mentorship. You are tired of group mentorship. You want someone to hold you by the hand, show you the way, teach you to be profitable. Black Jeff is here for you. All right, that will be all for now. Peace and love.